Hello there, welcome to another episode of Buy It, Stream It, Skip It, a title that I can never remember, and it's quite surprised I actually flipped that out there with no mistakes. Joining me once again is CP, my brother from another mother, who most people seem to think we're, you know, like, but we're actually not, we're actually... So CP, say hello. How you
Hi.
doing, man?
How are you? Yeah, it's all a show.
Yeah,
We're fine.
it's all for hits and giggles,
Yep.
and giggles. That's it.
For hee-hees and ho-hos.
Yeah. For any ho-hos out there tonight, we are going to be discussing Hoppers, Scream 7, Send Help, Project Hail Mary, and an Amazon classic, The Wrecking Crew. I am yet to know of what CP actually thinks about it. I've got a pretty good suspicion what he thinks of Scream 7 and Project Hail Mary. Not quite sure.
Did you not see
others, but...
I'm sorry. Did you not see Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die?
I didn't get around to it.
Okay.
Yeah. I wanted to, as this week's just been hectic, and I feel like if we push it for another week,
Episode 4.
These films are just going to be. All right. So yeah, I mean, it's actually been 4 months since we last did
Really?
one of these. Yeah, doesn't feel like that at all.
It doesn't.
This is the thing with old age or older middle age. Time's just like slipping away, and I'm like, where the flipping heck did that go? Where's my time? Give me back my time, please. I want it back. Yeah, it's not fun.
No.
In the comments, we've got Sean Sheridan, who says Scream 7 is going to... Let's have a look. I'm going to enjoy Brian tearing this up.
You're going to be waiting.
Some people stalking me on Letterboxd. We've got Diamantis Gatidis. Okay, he actually liked it. 7 out of 10 on his Letterboxd. I love how people just like, I'm gonna hit his letterbox, find out what he does. Same again from Adam. No, he actually liked it. 7 out of 10. Yeah, spoilers right there. Handsome fellas. I know, right? Yeah, talking about us, right? Anyway, while we've already kind of talked a little bit in the comments about Scream 7 there, we may as well kick off with Scream 7. Yeah, Scream 7. One of my favourite franchises in terms of horror. You know, if we're talking straight up horror, then like my top 2 are like Scream 7 and Psycho. If the Critters sequels were on par with the first one, then that would be top 2. But let's face it, they're not. Even I can admit that. So yeah, in terms of consistency, in terms of just sequels delivering, even though they're well past the sell-by date and shouldn't be at this point, Scream as a franchise is just one that just keeps on trucking in a way that I find satisfying. I came to this one pretty late. I'm just now in that phase where like life has overtaken me, and it's getting out on opening weekend to the films that I want to get out to on opening weekend. It is few and far between these days. So yeah, I came to Scream 7 2 weeks after it had been out. So by then, you can't escape unless you just completely stay off the internet. You know,
Impossible.
yeah, most people review a film in their thumbnail these days. You know exactly what they think before you've even seen the video. So yeah, unfortunately, a lot. Yeah, Cody. Unfortunately, a lot of thumbnails saying it's dire. It's worst Scream by a landslide, and it's like worst film ever. Because yeah,
but that's what good YouTubers do. Is
get
that interaction. We don't do that.
No, we don't do that. But I'm here to tell you, it's the best film ever.
Yeah,
No,
superlatives,
no.
greatest
Yeah,
or worst,
yeah, yeah,
nothing
yeah,
else.
yeah. No, it's a good film, man. It's solid. I'm not like, oh, it's so astounding. It changes the game, man. It's like, no, it does what every Scream sequel does, and recycles the same tropes, gives us the same thing. It's just at this point when I come to a Scream sequel, I'm there for like, what are the set pieces? Do they put me on edge? Do I get tense? Do I like the characters that are the ones being hunted, stalked, whatever? And then I expect a reveal, which is too Scooby Doo and kind of undoes a lot of what's in the film, and that's what I got. I thought the opening set piece was really good. I think Kevin Williamson did a good job of still making it relevant and touching on something that hasn't been touched on yet in the others, which is the advancement of AI and how that gets used. Because with every Scream film, you do have to touch on what's the now and how is that affecting the way we live and stuff. I thought it had some good things to say on that front in terms of our use of AI. We have a mutual friend who's just been approached by an AI company with a prospect that, quite frankly, scares the crap out of me. And my answer would be a flat out no. On your bike, thank you. I've seen Terminator. So yeah, for me, I'm just like, it did that stuff. It did the social commentary quite well. I still really like Sydney. I still think she's like the best final girl that there is. I really liked a lot of the set pieces, particularly like that opening set piece in the house. I liked the relationship between Sydney and her husband. I like that he kicked some ass, and it was fun. It rollicked along. I enjoyed it, and then we got to like the last 10-15 minutes with the reveal, and the killers were just a non-event. They were just like, right, okay. I'd have rather had Stu come back, to be honest. But whatever. It is what it is. It's a Scream film. It ticks the boxes. I enjoyed it, and there isn't much more to say about it than that. I just feel like for me, it's in the bottom two when it comes to Scream. I still can't quite bring myself to say that Scream 6 is better than this. I mean, the whole reveal in that just went way beyond annoying, and the fact that that guy, one of the twins, got stabbed about 57 times, and yet he's still like, at the end. No, sorry. That's jumping the shark kind of levels of Stabathon, but this is like second from bottom for me. If I was doing a ranking, it'd be second from bottom, which you should expect from the 7th movie in a horror franchise. But the fact that I still found it watchable and enjoyable, even though it is the 7th film in a horror franchise, is actually pretty respectable. And I'm cool with that. I'm good. I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Bad Scream is still pretty good in comparison to other franchises. I'll give you that. But like it finally, as far as Scream is concerned, I'm starting to see like some of the comparisons or the complaints that people would make towards my franchise, Friday the 13th. and it's like, yeah, you don't really have ideas anymore. Like the beginning, the first, I'll even say first 5 of them, there was some sort of redundancy, but it still was handled in like some sort of fresh way. I'm with you. If they just said that Stu was still alive, like I was at the point where it's like, I'd rather that, because it's such an upside down thing to do for Scream, to reveal a face early and have the gotcha be that it's actually not that person. Like it was weird having Stu in the movie for as long as we did, and then it's just AI, and like the slight, like when the boyfriend had the AI set up on his computer. It was like
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
this
It
you're
was
not
so, it was
trying.
obvious. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
obvious. And I
I just
knew who one of those killers was right off the bat. As soon as they went into that mental home,
oh yeah
boom. Yeah, you're one
yeah
of them. You're
yeah
clearly one of them. So,
yeah. Like
mm,
in like Scream One, the way they made Dewey, like the when he picks up the phone and he's like, "Who is this?" But conveniently, he was in a locked door prior to picking up the phone, and he has that face. That was a nice way of saying, "Oh, could be him," but it didn't
yeah.
feel so overt.
Yeah.
Um, in Scream 7, I felt a lot of shortcuts. I also felt that um, it felt like the seventh episode of a series. I feel like if you were to drop in with no knowledge of Scream and just
Mm,
start with this movie, you're gonna be lost. Some things are not going to matter to you. I mean, get on board with us because the killers don't matter to us either. But
yeah.
like nothing really bites. Like that opening scene, that house does not matter to you if you're just starting the franchise now, or if you're just so it was in 5, that house. So
Mm,
fair enough. But I just feel like there's nothing about this movie to onboard you if somehow you haven't been catching up or keeping up for the last 30 years with this franchise. And it doesn't like separate itself as something new. Like these killers at the end, I I have no investment in them prior to the
no,
franchise or prior to the
no,
film because,
no.
well, for good reason. And even in the film, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
it's just it's strange that they do something new, both in the quantity of killers and this AI aspect, but none of it feels like earned or thought about.
Yeah.
Um, it's just one of those things where again, for Scream, it's pretty bad. But if this were Puppet Master, it'd be like a top 3 movie. So I don't know. It's almost like one of those things where like I expect more from you.
Yeah.
What are you doing here?
Yeah. For me, I just think should have had it still be Stu.
Yeah,
If you don't want to kill him in it, then fine, have him just still be out there, and that's the threat. And the fact that he's just training nut jobs left, right, and centre. That's what he's doing. He's scouring the country. He's going everywhere, finding all these nutters and saying, "Look, you can be one of the, you can be part of the that crew. You could be going down as a legend." And it's just like, so it becomes this thing where it's like, oh wow, he's really piling it. Like you could literally have had about 7 killers in this film, and
sure.
just have it like just this is Stu's big plan. He's just throwing everyone now that he's
I
like
mean,
because
it makes a commentary on the fact that people really were inspired by
mm,
Scream. That there was a real life
yeah,
instance where people mimicked Scream because
mm,
Looney Tunes. But the other thing was the New York crew, Courtney Cox and them really
mm,
had nothing to do in this movie. Like it
mm,
just felt so shoehorned. Where it was like you really have you're just putting them in this movie because you're like Marvel-fying this franchise. Where
well,
like can they do something, please?
yeah, to a degree, but there was actually a nice moment in it that I did like, did appreciate, which I actually did find emotional, which was when Sydney, she has a chat with Gail, and it's like she doesn't necessarily in this many words, but it is this thing where it's like, everybody talks about Sydney, everyone's like Sydney's the one who survived all this and that and the other, but actually Gail's been there every time as well. She's survived just as many, and it's almost like she gets kind of overlooked, and it's like, oh, she's not been through as much traumatic stuff as Sydney. It's like, and I liked that acknowledgement there from Sydney that, you know what, actually, I appreciate you. I respect the fact that you've been here with me through all of this crap, and you take just as much crap as I do. And I don't know, I found that kind of sisterhood there to be like one that was worth exploring and one that was worth pointing out. And
Mhm.
I thought that was done quite well. Uh, But yeah, like I say, I'm not defending this film as like the best film ever. I'm not even defending it as a great Scream film. It's we said it before. It's the seventh film in a horror franchise. I would expect it to be unwatchable at this point,
Hmm.
but it wasn't. I had complaints. I had things that bugged me, but it's that kind of movie where on a Friday night I just want to munch some popcorn and I just want to like watch something that's gonna like yeah have me on sometimes on the edge of my seat, sometimes laughing, whatever. But
Are you of the mindset that even with diminishing returns, you'll still take another 10 Scream movies?
it depends how diminished it gets. Like
Hmm.
there is a point. It's just if they keep putting out 3-star movies, then I suppose I will still be there.
Hmm.
But for me, it's the killers. Where it always falls down in these past few sequels, it's the killers. It's like I that's what they need to hone in on. They
Something
need
needs to give. Either
yeah
you need to like spread out and have other people be the
yeah
focal like target, or how many people really like at a certain point it's like, all right, how many people want
yeah
Sid dead? Aren't they all dead
yeah
by now?
yeah yeah. It's just yeah. I mean I've got nothing else really.
I'm sorry, I just feel like this I as long as it's new, I just want my favorite thing but new. Like
mm,
I'm not with that. Like
yeah
people have always asked me, don't you want a new Friday the 13th? Not if it's not thought about. Like not if
yeah
it's like I don't need to see Jason but 2026.
yeah
Um I don't like I understand people that want that, but I would like it to be worthwhile. I don't want new just for the
yeah
sake of new.
yeah. Well, it's like I know Halloween fans who just think
Gee.
Halloween Kills is just like, oh man, that gave me the Michael Myers I wanted. What, the Michael Myers that you've seen in the other 10 movies that came before it? Stabby, stabby, stabby. It's like, great. Okay, if that's what you like, fine. Go. But you've got that movie like 10, 11 times. What? Yeah.
Well,
Um.
that's what I'm saying. Like to tackle AI, what they could
mm,
have done, they could have had this like misdirect where the person that gets arrested actually isn't the person responsible. Like you could really dive in. There's a lot to
mm,
chew on with AI as you know a danger. But it was just
yeah.
like here's the reason we're going to use the original actor, and that's really it. Like
Yeah.
I feel like a more thought out movie could have really played with that a bit, and it just felt
Yeah.
like more of an
Yeah.
excuse.
I mean, for me, next film brings Stu back, and the AI was a misdirect.
Sure,
It's like
sure.
he's used the AI to pull the wool over everyone's eyes. Boom, he is actually back. But I don't think they'll do that as long as Williamson's involved because he clearly spelled out that he thought it was a ridiculous idea. I mean, which I think has kind of crawled up a lot of people's butts as well because the fans have been saying for so many years, "Bring Stu back. Stu was awesome. He's the clear guy you bring back." And it was almost like a middle finger from Kevin Williamson, where he literally calls it out as a stupid idea. No, he's not back because that's dumb. It's like it was AI, and it's like, oh, okay, you've literally just called a lot of your fan base dumb there because they really wanted
Not
that.
them dumb, their
Yeah.
idea is dumb.
Yeah. Yes, apples and oranges and all that. Yeah. But all right. So before I move on to some of the comments here, buy it, stream it, or skip it.
If you're a fan of the franchise and you need to know where things are going, or I really hope this isn't the end, I would say stream it if you're like a diehard Scream fan, but
Yeah.
otherwise skip it.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think this is a film you have to go out and buy.
No.
I think the first film is a film you have to go out and buy. I think for sheer enjoyment levels, if you're just an absolute fan, then some of those sequels are only if you're like a mega fan, buy it, sure, whatever. But the majority of the sequels are a stream it kind of deal.
Hmm.
This is no different. It's I'd say stream it if you like the Scream franchise, stream it. you'll probably get something out of it. Even if you say it's the worst of the bunch, you'll probably still get something out of it. And even all the people now that have been like slagging it off and saying it's worst film ever, I guarantee they'll watch it again when they do a Scream marathon.
Sure.
It's like, it's not so bad that they're just no, like, I will never watch Critters Attack again. Not gonna happen. Sorry, there's only four Critters films. That's that. So I get to a point with certain franchises where that film there in this franchise never gonna happen again. So I don't think this is that. I think most people who've slagged it off, who are Scream fans, when they do a run through, they're gonna watch it again. So yeah.
So when we were kids, the first Scream came out, and our parents, or maybe a young version of our parents' generation, they had Halloween. Our movie, like the big horror movie that like really felt like it transcended things, was Scream.
Yeah.
Is there a film recently that would be along the Halloween Scream line that you can think of?
Do you mean like, so in 20 years from now that'll be?
Well, it's something like right now that is like kind of changing things.
Probably Sinners, but that all depends if it gets any if that gets some sequels.
Okay.
I don't know if that's going to happen, because I know that Ryan Coogler gets the rights to that in like 25 years, so who knows what he's got cooking up. But whether he'll do a sequel for the studio while they still retain the rights, I don't know. He might hold off, but then yeah, I don't know. Right now, I mean we do have film. See, this is when I do brain fart. When someone asks me a question like this just on the spot, I'm like, what have we had recently franchise wise that started? Because the thing is, we've had a lot of kind of franchise starters recently, but they're all stuff that's like, that's not a change the game horror film. Oh, hey up, he's gone. Okay, I'll read out some comments until he gets back. So, well, we read them. I need the next sequel to have a ghost-faced Terminator. Yeah, any film that crosses over with Terminator, I'd give that a go. And then you got John Campion calling his third least favorite. So he calls Scream 7 his third least favorite film ever. I'm sorry, but that's hyperbole. There's no way out of all the films that John Campion has seen that Scream 7 is genuinely his third worst film ever. Not buying it. Good evening, Nightmares and Nerdscapes. Good evening. And Chappie fan, Neil Blomkamp fan. Not the biggest Scream fan to begin with, but I suppose I really enjoyed Scream 7, and I really moved by the mother and daughter storyline in this. Nowhere near as bad as the hate make it out to be. Yeah, I mean, on the subject of that, I will agree with some people in the sense that I actually thought the casting on the daughter wasn't great. I feel like I should have felt more for her. I'm not sure. I'm not necessarily sure it's the script so much as the handling of it by actor and director. Like there's times, like it's certainly at the beginning, she comes across as like, I'm just a moody teenager, and it's just like, all right, great. I think like a more nuanced handling of that from an actor who might be able to inject stuff into it would have made me warm to her a bit more. I didn't hate her or anything as a character. I just thought I can see what people are talking about when they say she could have been better. It's just me. John Campion is full of crap for saying this is one of the worst movies ever made. Like this guy, I haven't seen Battlefield Earth, Gulliver's Travels, or any film by Uwe Boll. Yeah, I mean that's literally what I mean. It's hyperbole, and it's what me and CP were talking about before, which is like, guys, we get it. You're YouTubers. You need to be able to sell your content. You need people to click. So calling it the third worst film I've ever seen gets people going, oh, how is he going to trash it? What's he going to say?
Yeah.
And it's just like, I'm sorry. This doesn't even come close to being in my top 10 worst movies I've ever seen. I'm sorry. It's like, I've seen films that have been so bad, I had to turn it off. Had to.
Yeah. When you watch hundreds of movies a year, it's
exactly.
That's saying quite a bit.
Yeah. I mean, say what you want about like the writing or whatever, but there's still a competency level here in the shooting of it and the editing of it that goes way beyond a lot of movies I've seen. Right. A lot of movies I've seen. So yeah, to me that's just complete nonsense. I like John Gambier. I've not seen his stuff in years, but to me that just reeks of your typical YouTuber kind of let's whatever's now and whatever people are talking about. I can say yes. This is not even close. Not even close.
Yeah, it's frustrating that people need to spice up their criticism where it's just like just do your criticism. Like what like that's what people are going to you for. What do you need to like jazz it up for? Just say what you're talking about. Like your feelings.
Unnecessary. Adam, actually his unholy trinity used to be Battlefield Earth, Highlander 2 and Catwoman. See, like Battlefield Earth I can understand. I mean all three of them I can kind of understand, but even like Highlander 2 I get some weird kind of enjoyment from it, from how bad it is. Like for me, you look at a film like God's Not Dead or The Hottie and the Naughty, you know, like that kind of crap.
That's cinema.
Yeah,
pure cinema. What are you talking about?
Absolute pure cinema. It gets silly when people start kind of saying that this stuff is the worst ever. I mean, Battlefield Earth, I can be on board with that. If somebody wants to put that in their worst, and to a degree Catwoman, because it's just when you're watching a film where every actor involved looks embarrassed as all hell, and you know that they're in costume thinking, I either need to fire my agent or just put a bullet in my head because I'm over. My career is done after being in this. I ain't recovering from this. And it took Halle Berry a long time to even remotely recover from Catwoman, and I'm not sure John Travolta ever has recovered from Battlefield Earth.
You haven't watched Crime 101 yet, have you?
No.
She's doing just fine in so many different ways.
Yeah,
she can still call me. I will wreck my marriage for her.
Yeah. Oh,
no, I'm kidding.
I actually thought she was really good in that horror film from last year that I can't remember the name of. Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
the one in the
either. Yeah,
with the trees and the ropes.
Yeah, in the woods and stuff. I thought she was very good in that. But yeah. Sean Connery as an alien will always be top-notch cinema. Damn straight. Brian not tearing it apart. I'm surprised, I'll be honest. Why? I don't know. Scream 7 or Critters 4? It's hard to make that call because I've only seen Scream 7 once. I've seen Critters 4 about 4 times. So, yeah. I don't know. I think, look, I'm under no illusions that Critters 4 is an amazing film. It's really cheap. It's really kind of, that thing was straight to video. So just the quality level in that regard in terms of production value is something that can be a bugbear for me if the story and characters aren't on point. Like I can overlook budgetary stuff if the story and characters are on point. I still enjoy it because I'm a Critters fan, but I'm like, yeah, this is not well made. It's got to be said. Whereas Scream 7, I accept a lot of the criticisms people are saying about it, and I can see why they think certain things. But I look at it and it's got sheen, it's got polish, it's still made by people who are going to have a career long after Scream 7 is over and done with. Right.
Do you think Nev Campbell's worth $20 million?
To the franchise, I do, yes.
But elsewhere?
Elsewhere, no.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of people talk like Nev Campbell earned it. And like, what can she do outside of this franchise that people would feel safe betting big on her? It's really
I think
she's
it
not
comes.
Jamie Lee Curtis is I think what my point is. She
I
can
think it
do
comes
some-
down to getting bums in seats for the franchise.
Right.
You got rid of the two new stars that you made in the previous two movies. If you're gonna do that, you've got two options. You start from scratch and you try and build someone else up.
Mm-hmm.
And I think your die-hard fans of the franchise are going to be like, yeah, I don't know. I'll catch it. I'll catch it when it comes to streaming. But the moment you put Nev Campbell back in there, it's like, oh, okay, I'll go. I'll bite. I'll pay for the cinema ticket. So in terms of this franchise, it does add that value. Plus, I just think, asking someone to come back and be part of something that they've been a part of for so long, when they might want to go and devote the time to other things, it's a big ask. So, and I just think if you're doing that with a bloke in Hollywood, where he's like, come back, do another one, come back, do another one, come back, do another one, you got to start paying them more. So, there's no reason we shouldn't expect any less for a female star of a franchise. So to me, all that stuff is linked in. So for this franchise, definitely worth the money. Elsewhere, no, you're starting from a baseline again once you're in a different film. Here we go. This is the Friday the 13th of the franchise. Watchable, but not much story, based on a gimmick. Yeah, I mean, you could say that about most of the sequels, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't understand this.
It's killed my interest in the franchise, at least going to the theatre for Scream. Yeah, okay, not for me. I just, yeah. It's quite a lot of comments coming up now, and I do want to actually move on to one of the other films, so I'll kick. Oh, what was that?
I was just laughing.
All right. So I'll just, Ronnie Gardocky, yeah. Fight to the Death 2 versus 2. Billy and Stu, Ghostface Killers versus The Fisherman. I Know What You Did Last Summer, and My Bloody Valentine.
Not even close.
Yeah, it's just. Look, are we talking about like who we'd rather see? Because clearly it's Billy and Stu. It's just
right.
there is no character
No.
there in the other two. Like the Fisherman's just. I like that original I Know What You Did Last Summer, but in terms of like personality or like, oh, what a reveal! It's just okay. The generic angry man number one with a revenge plot. Sure. When you look at, I mean, that was the thing about the first Scream when it came out. It was just the fact that there was two killers and they both had such personalities and they both worked so well together. It was just it was phenomenal.
Plus, it made stars. Like the star, they did a Psycho thing where it's like, oh, Drew Barrymore's in this. Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
She's not in it long.
Yeah. So yeah, there we go. Love the glasses, Brian. Yep. I wish I could say I didn't need them, but I can't read these comments that I'm reading out when I take them off. Nope. Gone. Just a blur. 5 years ago, I didn't need these bad boys. It just crept up on me, and then all of a sudden I was blind. So yeah, not fun. Right, we'll move away from horror for a bit. Straight into animation. Probably won't spend too much time on this one, but Hoppers. I went to see this at the cinema with my son. He's 6 years old, and we did actually really like it. I got to say, I feel like Disney are. You have that thing, don't you, where like there's a lot of stuff that goes on, like in terms of what they put on screen, and then like how people react to it, and then their reaction to it maybe isn't seen until like 2 years down the road, because it's like, oh, we've got a course correct. I feel like this is the maybe not quite the first, but I can't remember what they've done before this. But this felt like just a good old fashioned Disney movie that wasn't trying to push any kind of political view. It was just, you know what, furry animals, cute humans, various characters, bosh them together, make a story that's actually quite touching, quite heartfelt, and I enjoyed it. I didn't feel, for the first time in a long while, I didn't feel like Disney was trying to cram an ideology down my neck. I just felt like it was interested in telling a story that made you feel something, and I enjoyed that. I appreciated that.
I agree with you, but I do think that there was some sort of ideology there, but this movie kind of shows that there's a bit of nuance
Yes.
to things where it's just like,
Yeah.
people can do things that affect other people, but it's not completely on purpose. And I felt like it was covered in an interesting way. Like it's a more heartfelt version of Avatar, in my opinion. The whole, I'm going to go and be a part of a society. And I mean, because the girl character is very tree hugger, quite literally. But it didn't feel like it was just beating you over the head with it. Where like it you know, the bad guys weren't really bad on purpose. They weren't being evil. It was like, oh, this is a circumstance of, you know, bureaucracy and stuff. Like, oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah.
I dug it. It's I don't have children to speak of, so I have no excuse for why me and the wife watched this, but we had a good time.
Yeah. Your mental age is receding so much that it's like, and now the kids' films are really good.
Yeah, we didn't watch the thriller or a crime movie. We just popped on Hoppers.
It's quite a sweet film, and it is that thing where, like, look, I don't care. Like, I think you used the right word in the sense of nuance. I don't care what the film is. Every film has some kind of ideology, has some kind of idea. If you don't have a theme you're trying to explore, if you don't have an idea you're trying to communicate within your film, then you've got no film. Like, even down to the most base level, there's an ideology in every film.
Even documentaries have an ideology.
Yeah, absolutely. Documentaries do. Probably more so the documentaries, I would say, from what I've seen. But it is that difference between feeling like you're being smacked over the head with a flipping baseball bat, and just, again, like, say, the nuance of saying, we're going to tell a story. You can take our message away from it if you want to look for it. But we're not going to slap you around the face for it. There's other stuff in there you can walk away with and just enjoy that without the need to go, this is a movie about environmentalism. It's like it's also a movie about family. It's like, you know, it's also a movie about forgiveness and about understanding opposing positions without the need to, like, kill each other. So,
Bryan, you're vegetarian, right? Vegan?
No. Oh, I love
meat. Okay. Because there's an element of this movie where they're like reasoning for people getting eaten is like, well, he's got to eat. It's just like, oh, I don't know how people are going to take that. It was an interesting thing to see in a children's movie where it's like, he's got to eat. What?
Well, you know, it's like, go and tell a lion that he can't eat the gazelle. Like, say, you can't do that, mate. Sorry, I'm vegan. You can't be doing that. It's like these queers for Palestine, you know.
The other thing.
Go over there and tell them that. It's like, see what happens.
It was an interesting way to differentiate like when you were in the animal world and
Mm,
like humans representing like their eyes would either be like full with whatever or like
yeah.
beady and black. If they were
Mm,
beady and black eyes, it was like them in the animal universe, and they didn't
yeah.
speak English. But it
Yeah.
was an interesting way to differentiate. Like, okay, so there's someone inside this body right now.
Yeah. Yeah. It was good. I liked it.
Yeah.
It felt like Disney doing a slight course correction in how they went about things, and I enjoyed it. The Yeah, here we go. So that was the other one just before this, wasn't it? So I feel like Pixar's doing okay right now. I loved Onward and Soul, and I really enjoyed Elio. Yeah, so like, I mean, Onward and Soul's like that's quite a few years away now, isn't it? Just but like Elio, I know they removed a lot of stuff from Elio. They cut a lot of because they had this whole thing in there about Elio was gay, and that was actually it was a big part of the film, and a lot of people kicked up a stink because they pulled all that stuff out after the reaction to Buzz Lightyear. They pulled it all out, and they just said, actually, we don't need that stuff in there. Having this story about a kid feeling like an outsider is enough without actually
Yeah. A
having to
metaphor.
have him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just have it be an allegory.
Yeah, have it be, like so that everyone can relate to it.
Right.
It doesn't. Yeah, and that's what the way they used to do. And I think so. That was like the start of the course correction. Is when they looked at Elio and said, "Okay, we're pulling this stuff out."
I think having any romance in a children's
mm,
movies is weird.
Yeah,
Like even
yeah,
even a straight relationship. Like, wait, why? This
yeah,
is for
yeah.
8-year-olds. Why are
I
we
know.
talking
Yeah.
about this?
Why do they need to see this? It's like just let them be kids, guys.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah, totally agree. It's just yeah, animals and cute things and stuff like that, and overcoming some kind of adversity. That's all they need. So yeah, buy it, stream it, or skip it.
I give it 4 out of 5. I mean, if you have kids, definitely buy it. I mean, if you don't have kids, maybe you're not watching this, but I enjoyed it. I
Says the guy who doesn't have kids.
Yeah. Watched it opening night. Don't know why.
Yeah,
But yeah, I'll go buy it. A
Yeah.
soft buy it.
yeah. I think I'd be a soft by it precisely for that reason. I do have kids, and I do imagine that this would be one that we'd take with us on holiday. And like, what's it going to be, kids? Hoppers, Toy Story, or How to Train Your Dragon? And at some point, Hoppers will be chosen. So I can very much imagine them watching this again. But if if you don't have kids, then I'd definitely say stream it. And that's not like a soft stream like with Scream 7. This is a hard stream. It's a good movie. I give it 4 stars. I'd yeah, definitely give it a pump. Oh yeah. I love the dark humor joke that Mabel accidentally killed Queen Butterfly. That was hilarious. I literally laughed out loud when that happened. Just because, like, I was expecting like the butterfly woman to maybe like rear ahead as a villain that would be, and then it's just like, no, you're gone.
Hey, I like the idea of like the different kings of the different like communities, and they have like this council where they all meet up. Like, oh, okay, so you're addressing that. The queen in an insect community, it really doesn't have the same power, but like they had an interesting little way of introducing that and having them all exist in the same world, and it was pretty smart for something that was still entertaining for kids. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was good. Right, let's have a look at what we got next. I have to go to my. There we go. Well, let's go. We'll get this. I'll let you pick. Project Hail Mary, Wrecking Crew, or Send Help. What do you want to do?
Let's do Wrecking Crew. Get it out of the
The enthusiasm is killing me, man.
way.
So, The Wrecking Crew. This is an Amazon release. It's always a sign of quality, if you ask me. Um, yeah, I like these two guys. You can see them on the poster. Dave Bautista, Jason Momoa. I like them. I like them when they're in whatever they're in. They tend to bring. They tend to be themselves in whatever it is they're in. But they do have a particular charisma that is like, you know what? I will watch those guys. I'll watch them in most things. So stick them together. That seems like a good pairing up to me. When I saw that poster there, they kind of come up on my Amazon Prime for a film I'd never even heard of,
Right.
starring these two guys. I'm like, okay, go on. Like that. Generally, if a film comes up on any streaming service that I've never heard of, I'm like, nah. I move along. But it's literally the fact that those two are on, front and center. I'm like, all right, go on. I'll bite. I'll see what this is about. They play brothers. One's pretty straight and narrow. The other one's a bit wayward. And something brings them back together to force them kind of going on this investigation, and hijinks ensue. Lots of action. Some of it really ridiculously over the top, to the point where I just, I'm not buying it, because like this sort of CGI helicopters flying around. I'm just like, okay, I'm out. And then there's other bits where it's just two big burly guys beating seven bells out of each other, and that stuff I kind of like. And the thing that drew me to it was the charisma of these two guys, and that for me was gold. Those two on screen together really worked. I liked the charisma. I liked their chemistry. I did find myself laughing out loud quite a few times, probably at jokes that were like lowest common denominator, but it didn't really matter, because I was just like, it's fine. I'm there. I like these guys. I've not seen a Lethal Weapon movie or anything like that for a while, and I do like my buddy cop type stuff. They're not quite cops, but it just fits into that vein.
Well, one of them is.
Yeah, one of them is, and one of them like ex-military or something,
Navy or something.
Yeah. So it's it's that thing. It's two guys who are tough as nails, clashing personalities, buddy cop type stuff. You know where it's going to go. You know how it's going to end, but you don't care, because it's a Friday night, and I just want to watch stuff blow up, and I want to watch people's faces get hit, and I want to have a laugh whilst doing it. And if you stick Marina Backer in a film as well, that's just an added bonus, quite frankly. Another actor who I will watch in anything. So yeah, for me it was a fun time. I didn't get anything out of it like that I wasn't expecting to get out of it, but it was better than the prospect of what it could have been. So yeah,
like you said, like Jason Momoa could read the phone book, and I'm probably going to be fired up for it. He's very charismatic, and perhaps Batista has to be scaled back as the straight man here. So I don't know if I would say that he warrants your going to see the movie based specifically on him. But this is coming from me, the guy who really, the Lethal Weapon stuff doesn't blow me away. So the buddy cop stuff, at a certain point, it just feels redundant.
I mean, there's no saxophone in this. So.
Yeah. It's very trope heavy. Like if I watch this right after Deadpool, especially with Marina Baccarin being in it, I'd be like, oh wow, really going by the tropes with the ironic music playing against some heavy action scene. The gore was kind of really surprising, how
unexpected.
Yeah, the levels, like, oh my god, there's blood. Or someone's arm got ripped off or something like that. I'm like, holy crap.
Yeah, there was a few scenes where I was like, oh,
Yeah, but very long.
yeah. I thought it was a bit. I think you could have shaved 15 minutes off
15.
this. Yeah,
Take a
just
half an hour off it and put Marina Baccarin back in the
yeah,
middle.
yeah,
Where the hell did she
yeah,
go?
yeah. I didn't feel like it was too long to that degree, like because I was having fun, I was having a blast. But I would say like in the last 10 to 15 minutes, I was like, all right, yeah, this should have been done by now. This should have been wrapped up. But it's fine, whatever. We still got our final fight scene. He's gonna beat the crap out of him, and he's gonna have a fight with him. Let's just do it, get it over with. So
I don't remember this scene, but there was something where I brought up like the display to see how much time was left, and I was like, 50 minutes. What the hell is left?
yeah, I say this a lot, but I really do wish they'd bring back the the 90-minute movie, and I just thought.
I think the one place where you can get away with like this does not screen in theaters, so I guess you can get away with it because people are watching at home. You could pause it or whatever. Like it's kind of like a cheat code. But if I was in a theater, I'd be very uncomfortable watching this. Very uncomfortable.
Yeah, but for me, it's just like even at home, it's like there's certain kind of films where I want a certain kind of thing from it.
Sure.
And for me, it's like that's what I want from a 90-minute movie. So like this, what I I look at that poster, I feel like I know exactly what kind of movie that's going to be, and the exact movie that I know that's going to be should be 90 minutes long. So yeah, but it's fine because, like I say, I do enjoy these two on screen, and in reference to your point about Batista maybe not being as much of a draw because he's the straight man. That's in any double act you have to have a straight man, and it's like that is the draw.
Right.
That is the draw, is the fact that you've got two playing off each other.
And I love that Momoa can be the comedic, because like he's like, if you look at him, you don't hear him talking. Like, oh, this guy's going to be like the villain or the straight guy because he's the muscle. But it's a relief to see that they gave him some rope here where he could be as charismatic as he is.
Yeah, definitely. So for me, it was a really good time. I would say stream it, absolutely. If you like your action movies and if you like them to have a little bit of bloodshed in there, or a lot of bloodshed, you'll have a blast with it. You may get a little bit bored as it draws to a close, but like for most of the running time, I was really entertained, and I can very much see Amazon making a sequel to this, and if they do,
money doesn't matter to them. They're fine.
I'll watch it. Yeah, I'll watch it. And if they give Marina Baccarin a bit more to do in the sequel, I will definitely watch it, and I'll be back for a third. So yeah, bring it on. What about you? Buy it, stream it, skip it.
I'm going to put a caveat on. I'm going to say skip it, but if you have a long flight scheduled or something and you don't want to watch like neutered airplane movies, stream it, because you got nowhere else to be. The runtime doesn't matter because you're stuck on a flight or a train ride, or like if you have to travel, you need something to like kill the time. Not a bad alternative, but I don't know. I wouldn't say seek it out is what I would say.
Okay. Yeah. I can agree with that. It wasn't something I sought out. It was something that just popped
accident.
up.
Oh, what's this?
Exactly. It popped up. I was like, I like those two. And I'm really not in the mood for anything that's going to tax my brain so much. So go on, why not? And then I just happened to really enjoy it. So yeah, but I'd say stream it. I had a really good time. I'm not going to buy it.
You can't.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah. But yeah, stream it. It was entertainment
On a plane.
Yeah. Thanks, Sean. No comment there. Just a euro. Thank you. CP, we still remember that Lethal Weapon 2. Oh man, just yeah, that was something else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Just way behind on some of the comments. Sorry guys if we miss these. It's just one of those things. We're talking so much. Aquaman and Drax. Yeah, I mean that's it. You see that? You know what you're getting. You know what you're getting with these two. It's a crime we never got a fight scene between the two in June.
Huh.
Come on, Denise.
Huh.
Although, isn't he supposed to be coming back in?
Wow.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. I mean, he's cast. Maybe it's probably going to be like flashbacks or something in it. I don't know. So yeah, never mind. But he is there on the cast, bizarrely. So yeah. Let's have a look. It's true. The bunny's going to be something. What's this? Thoughts on people given Scarlett Johansson crap for saying kid cartoon should not include LGBT characters recently. I'm all for it, to be honest. I just can we just stop trying to just tell kids about things that they just don't need to know about. Like CP said, it's to do with sexuality. Whichever way you cut it, it's to do with sexuality. And I don't need to see relationship stuff, straight stuff, anything.
Right.
It doesn't matter whether it's LGBT. I don't want it to be straight either, because I just don't want it there.
But to that point, I don't think acting like people don't exist is something either. Like, if you can say, hey, look, that's a different person without saying this is the type of thing they have romance with, that's to completely isolate is one thing where I think that's a bit too extreme, but to also show some sort of relationship or, something like that, I don't think kids could see that. But
yeah, I mean, this is it. Like my daughter's very much aware of it.
Right.
She's, and she comes and she tells me when she sees it in a show, and it's just, it galls me a bit that we even have to have the conversation. It's like, I just, back in our day, when we were kids, we watched programs in which characters went on adventures and slayed dragons and fought Skeletor and things like that. And there was no need to have these I don't remember there being romance in He-Man. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong on that, but but you know what I mean? It's things like that. It's just like, can we just have a group of characters that just get on well with each other, or maybe have a bit of conflict, and they go on an adventure, and that to me should be for kids.
Right, but if you watch something from like the 50s and you're like, man, there's not a lot of black people in this world, huh? That's kind of odd. So like don't act like they don't exist, but at the same time, you don't have to show us everything about what they are. Like, I wouldn't avoid casting someone, but if it's for kids, like, they don't need to talk about sex at all, at all.
No. Well, this is the point. It's like, it's just not necessary. It's like if you got like a little animated show and you want to draw someone with rainbow hair or whatever,
right,
then people are free to infer into that whatever they wish.
Or have it be an allegory for being different.
But it's like kids identify with characters irrespective of whether you tell them, oh, they're LGBT, oh, they're straight, oh, they're whatever. It's
so like the queer community adopts X-Men as like this allegory for being cast outsiders. So
exactly.
Like, I don't know. Yeah. I don't have the answers. I'm a normal, boring white guy.
Yeah. I mean, I hate that you feel you have to say that, because
I don't know what it's like to be in that headspace. So
yeah.
Thanks, Tony, for bringing that up.
I just say, you know, like, just stay away from my kids. That's all. That's all I ask. Just.
I agree. Stay away from Brian's kids, please.
Stay away
Anyone?
from my kids. And I'm not just talking in like LGBT stuff. I'm talking about sexual stuff. Anything of a sexual nature doesn't belong in a kids show. Just doesn't belong there. It's like, let them figure that stuff out when they're teenagers, please. Same way we all did when we were kids.
I would hate to tell you what I watched when I was a kid. I am not
Well,
the
that
right,
explains a lot of your
I am not the
issues.
right example here.
Exactly. This is all you do is prove the point, CP. Like, keep this stuff out of the programming, and then we won't end up with more people like you. So yeah, yeah. Anyway, we'll move on from that. Soup sticker. Is that what you wrote?
I think that's just what it is.
That's just what it is. Okay, right. It's that I'm gonna lay $5 down and go super sticker.
Here's a super sticker.
Hey. Thanks, Nightmares and Nerdscapes. Very much appreciated. What's this one we got? Giga Hosmer, $10. Thank you, buddy. Much appreciated. Brian, this is something I've always wanted to know. How would you rank Martin and John Michael McDonough's films together from worst to best? Also, are you excited for Wild Horse 9? Oh, I'm definitely excited for Wild Horse 9. Anything with their name on, I'm excited for. Just, you know, if their name is on it, just assume that I'm excited. But I have contemplated doing a video on these two guys, to be honest, because their films sometimes, like when they're at their best, if you take the films they've done that are at their best, you could watch them back to back, and I'm not sure you could tell unless somebody told you. I'm not sure you could tell they were from a different director or whatever, because they have a very similar kind of voice when they're at the best. When John Michael McDonough's at his worst, he pales in comparison to Martin McDonagh. But when he's doing The Guard or when he's doing Calvary, he's up there with his brother, I think. But quick rundown, I would go In Bruges, Calvary. See, this is where it comes. This is where it gets hard. But I'm gonna go The Guard, and Banshees of Inisherin, Three Billboards, and it pains me to put Three Billboards that low, quite frankly. But that's how good those top four movies are. Then Seven Psychopaths. Then I struggle with those bottom two. War for Everyone, and I can't remember the other name of that last John Michael McDonagh film.
The Forgiven.
The Forgiven.
War and Everyone.
Yeah. So Forgiven. So War and Everyone and The Forgiven. They're the bottom two. Can't quite work out yet. I think probably War and Everyone would be last. It's probably more entertaining and more rewatchable than The Forgiven, but The Forgiven's like, it's this film where the good stuff in it is really good, but the bad stuff in it is dull as nuts, and you're just like, oh man, I'm interested in the stuff with Ray Fiennes' character when he's out in the desert and exploring and stuff, and then when we go back to this annoying group of rich douchebags, I'm like, why are we staying with them so long? But yeah, that would be the off the top of my head, not really thinking about it too much ranking. So yeah, no need for me to do a video on it now. Oh.
Just clip it.
Yeah, just clip it and whack it up with a picture of the wrecking crew at the side of us. Yeah, okay. I mean, he did apologise. Very sorry that this has nothing to do with the conversation. Hey, when you're willing to stump up $10, you can ask whatever you want, mate.
And you're cheap.
I don't care if you're throwing money at me. It's like ask whatever you want. It's just I'm like a stripper when it comes to that kind of deal. It's just you stick money in my panties, and I'm gonna be like answering any question you want. So anyway, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Jason is coming back for Dune.
Oh,
Yeah. So
Hmm.
did Batista's character? I can't remember if Batista's character survived.
I need to
Part two.
rewatch both of them sometime around the release of the next one.
Yeah. I've seen the first one 3 times, but I've only seen the second one once. Which is annoying because it was my favorite film of the year. It's just like when you get older, like I don't know about you, but like when I was a kid, I had about 100 movies that are just like I can watch them anytime, and I've seen them like till I wore out tapes. But now it's like I'm into the thousands. You know what I mean? There are literally 1,000 movies out of the 5,000 I've seen that I would watch again. But how can I? Because which one are you going to pick? And where, it just, yeah. There's only so many movies you can own. There's only so many movies you can stockpile before you get to a point where, even though I love that one so much,
they serve different purposes when you're older too. Like,
yeah,
a hell of a lot more stress and things that you're trying to like use the movies as an escape from those things when you're older. When you're a kid, it's just like that. I fart. I only watch this movie because it's fun.
Yeah. All right. The Guard is great comedy. It's so phenomenal. It's such a good film, man. And Brendan Gleeson is just, yeah. I love Brendan Gleeson, and whenever he works with either one of those two guys, I just, sign me up. Oh wow, okay. 7 Psychopaths is actually my favorite. Bold choice. I really loved 7 Psychopaths first time I saw it, and I was like, why are people being critical of this? Like, it's just. It was a blast. Particularly loved Christopher Walken's character in it. I have seen it multiple times since then, and I'm like, yeah, it's not on the level of In Bruges. It's not on the level of 3 Billboards, but it is still a good time. Like Martin McDonagh in 7 Psychopaths mode is much better than most filmmakers are when they're on their A game. So what's cracked you up, CP?
First of all, we're still talking about Martin McDonagh with Wrecking Crew to our side. And Budster Brown says, unfortunately, I've skipped every movie this year. Hopefully y'all can inspire me back into the theater. And I don't like your prospects.
Yeah. It's one movie.
Oh, right. There's one.
Yeah,
right.
There's one movie we've got to get to where I'd say, look, if it's
Definitely
still
in
on,
the theater.
which it is, go and see it in the theater. Because for me, if it's not in my top 10 by the end of the year, I'll be very surprised. If it's not in my top 10 by the end of the year, then we've got a great year. Very good rest of the year. So yeah. There we go. Where are we? What is that? Oh, dude, it's funny you should mention that because I've literally halfway through it. A sequel that I personally can never watch is The Mummy: Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. And I love the first 2 Mummy movies, but the third one is god-awful. And glad it's being retconned in the new sequel. So I've just watched them. I'm halfway through Dragon Emperor right now. And I currently it sits at a 1-star rating from my previous way back when it first came out viewing. Yeah, the Jet Li one. Now, I watched the first one. Really good movie. 4-star film for me. Holds up. I'm just like, this is a fun adventure. It's like Indiana Jones mixed with a little bit of horror. It works. Mm-hmm. It's great. Second one, Stephen Sommers just thought the answer to everything was just, let's just throw CGI at it and see what sticks. And it just becomes a CGI mess from the halfway point onwards. Absolute CGI mess of a film, and I was just like, no, this is bad. This is really bad. Now, I watched the first half of Dragon Emperor, remembering that for me it was the worst of the bunch, and I gotta say, I'm only halfway through, or 50 minutes. I watched the first 50 minutes, and at the moment, it's way better than The Mummy Returns.
Whoa.
I think, personally. I'm not gonna go and say, oh, it's up there with the first one, or it's a great movie, or anything like that. But just coming off the back of that second film, in which everything was just a CGI mess, and bear in mind, I've still got an hour left to watch. Like, Mummy Returns ain't that bad for the first hour, and then it nosedives into CGI mess in the last hour. So I could go back and watch the rest of it and be like, oh, dear Lord. But I feel like there's much more practical stuff going on. The action set pieces are all like practical. The stuff involving cars and things like that. People are doing stunt work, and I always appreciate that. All the stuff at the beginning when they're in the desert and they're showing you the history of the Dragon Emperor. Like they've got extras there, like loads of extras all over, and you're like, yes, that looks physical. I can, Whereas in Mummy Returns, it was all CGI people marching, and you're just like, yeah, that looks like a program. So for now, first half, Dragon Emperor, I'm going to say it is better than The Mummy Returns at the moment, but I gave it a 1 star when I saw it, so I'm thinking maybe the reason I gave it a 1 star is still yet to rear its head in this particular viewing. So, yeah. What does 5 get me? Lay down another 5 and you'll see. It gets you my appreciation. Okay, gets you my appreciation. Thank you very much. It won't help clarify it, CP. You'd need to read the books to know how.
Oh, Dune.
All right. Okay. I've slept since then. So.
I'm not reading.
All right.
To hell with that paper stuff.
You want me to read words? Page? Yeah, what happened to Stephen Sommers, man? He started with fun stuff like Deep Rising. I love Deep Rising. It's a real guilty pleasure for me. I watch it and I know it's badly acted, and it's just hokum, absolute hokum. But I enjoy the heck out of it. It's quite gruesome. It's got some pretty good monsters in it, and it's just fun, and it just breezes along really nicely. Yeah, he did that, and I was like, this is fun. I enjoy this. And then he did The Mummy, and I was like, this guy's one to watch. He makes quite big budget fare that's enjoyable. And then he did The Mummy Returns, and that's all she wrote. It's like everything just went downhill from there. Like
I don't hate Van Helsing. Van Helsing, I appreciate more than Mummy Returns.
Dude,
it's
I've
more
walked
CGI
out of that
nonsense.
film 3 times. I walked out of it in the cinema. I stopped watching when I first watched it on a rewatch on TV, thinking it can't be as bad as I remember it. Surely, maybe I was in a bad mood. It was. Turned it off at the exact same point, and then literally about 10 years later, you tits decided, let's do a 31 and 31 and include Van Helsing. So I thought, I'm going to have to watch it again. And I just couldn't. The same point. I get to the same point every time, and I have to just end it. Otherwise.
I think if you alter some of the CGI, like if you make it a hybrid at the very least, I think the CGI is the stuff where it's just like, oh, this doesn't age well at all.
No.
I don't know. Like it
didn't look good at the time. Never mind.
You're right.
Aging. It's like when you saw it back then, you're like, dude, just chill.
Yeah.
Chill with the CGI. Like you don't have the budget for that. You think you do. You're acting like you do, but those effects are unfinished. Yeah. Right. Okay. Let's crack on. Next up, go go on. We'll go with the one that I think everybody should go and see. Project Hail Mary. Project Hail Mary. On paper, this is like a film tailor-made for me. It stars Ryan Gosling, who I will literally watch in anything. He's one of my favourite actors. I just find him just watchable, no matter what he's doing. I find the guy funny. He's hilarious when he needs to be. He can really emote when he needs to get serious. I like the guy. I just really do. It's science fiction. That's like, my number one. If you take the best films from all the different genres and you slap them on a plate, I'm going with the sci-fi. If I get to watch all the best movies in one genre, I'm going with sci-fi. Like my top 10 movies, they half of them are sci-fi. Aliens, Interstellar, Blade Runner 2049. That's my jam. So, and this was written by, based on the book written by the guy who did The Martian, which great credentials, and then it's Christopher Miller, Phil Lord, who so far haven't missed when they've been directing. I'm like, yeah, sign me up. Now, having said that, I look at this on paper and I think there's no way that's making any buck at the box office. That is dying on its ass at the box office. You got Ryan Gosling in a sci-fi film a la Blade Runner 2049, which died on its ass at the box office. People, they're not going to flood to this in droves. So if I'd have placed money on this and its box office results, I would have failed miserably, because this has done insanely well at the box office, which actually gives me a ton of hope for people's intellectual thought processes, because normally it's a different story. Normally you get a film this good that comes out that hits all the markers and does it so well, and people don't go and see it. And then they go and complain about how great original movies just aren't being made anymore. Well, this is that anomaly. It's a great original movie and people have flocked to it in droves. And it's like,
between this and Sinners last year, it's like, hey, if you just treat everything like work and you actually don't take shortcuts, people will go and see the good stuff. So try. How about just trying?
Yeah, it's phenomenal. Like the fact that they can get you to feel so much for a giant rock spider is a feat in and of itself. But just everything about this, like the story, the sense of wonder that it gives you in regards to the vastness of space, the edge of the seat stuff with the when he's out and he's hanging on and he's like the only thing between him and the the void is just a rope that's kind of tied to and you got all this debris coming, and I'm just like, I mean, for me, that makes me, I just don't like it. It's like in that film Sunshine when they got to jump from one ship to the other. And I'm just like, no, don't do that. I find that stuff nail biting. I love the character, the central character by Ryan Gosling. I just think he does such an amazing job. For much of the film, he's kind of, he literally is carrying it. It's just him on a spaceship, again with a giant rock spider, but and then you've got like Sandra Huller as well, who was amazing in Anatomy of a Fall, really great. And I was hoping she wasn't going to be one of these who, she's in a foreign film, she was great that year, we'll all applaud her, but then we're not going to hire her in anything again because whatever. But thankfully, she seems to be making quite a career for herself in American movies now, and doing really well with it. She's great here. Like she's she brings so much heart to this film in the role that she has, just in terms of, she's got to be the hard as nails boss who makes tough calls, really tough calls, and yet she finds a way of, and the script finds a way, and the directors find a way of making her a character that you understand.
Life finds a way.
Yeah, and like and love her, in spite of the horrible calls she's got to make. But yeah, on top of that, it looks beautiful. On all the technical fronts, everything's on point. I loved this film. It's funny, it's heartfelt. Yeah, it's everything I want from an original sci-fi blockbuster movie. That's Go see it. If you have not seen it, go see it. I will be buying it. So, in terms of buy it,
Spoilers.
stream it, skip it, yeah, I will be buying it. This is one that I feel anybody should own. What about you, CB?
Yeah, everything you say and then some. The one thing that I thought was going to be difficult to convince me of was the ability to communicate with one another, but they did a fair job of explaining how, because of his intelligence and the process in which he goes through to be able to speak to one another, and it actually becomes something of a bit of an event, and there's charming, funny things that happen while they're trying to communicate and things like that. And there's moments in the beginning where Ryan Gosling's like, I don't know what this means. Is this happy or? But it seems like the theme of the movies we're covering today is some sort of people from different worlds, sharing in some sort of conflict, and the fact that you have these two different beings who are trying to communicate, come from different walks of life, that also are trying to achieve the same thing. It sounds silly, but I kind of dug the fact that it was like, hey, you can have someone that isn't even from the same planet as you and be suffering from the same problem, and you guys got to work together to fix it, or at least try to fix it. And really heartwarming. It's weird. This is, I think, a little bit longer than The Wrecking Crew, but this is something I say you need to see in a theater because of the spectacle, because of the scope. It's just it's one of those things that I'm desperate to see again.
Yeah.
But it just has that intangible thing about it that I feel is, I don't know, like you said earlier about Ryan Gosling, he's very charming. So something, I don't know if this works the same way, if you have Matt Dillon in this role. It's okay. There's just something about him that you want to smile when he jokes. And considering he's on screen by himself for a fair amount of this movie, you better have someone charming like that in that role. I dig it. It's kind of hopeful, all things considered, and it's not really a hopeful subject matter in the movie. So
it's bleak. It's quite
bleak,
bleak,
it's rather bleak. Yeah. It's
if
you thought Interstellar was a little wild, hold my beer. And I don't know how you can make something like Interstellar humorous and charming and hopeful, but this is kind of like the answer to that. And I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I love this kind of humor though, where it's born out of the situation and it's born out of the character. It's not this kind of, well, we need a joke every 15 seconds, or it's it's not it doesn't feel like a mandated kind of humor that's just doesn't fit with this film. I thought we were having The Martian or Interstellar kind of vibes, and it feels like you're just shoehorning this in for a particular. It doesn't feel that way. It's you've got, like I say, you've got the character that Huller plays, who's very deadpan throughout. He's very serious, very stoic, and she's in the world that she exists in. That's a very appropriate response to the situation that they're kind of faced with. And yet you've got this character played by Ryan Gosling who he makes light of things, not because he's trying to, but because it's almost like a survival mechanism.
Right.
It's like I if I don't make myself laugh in a situation, I'm not going to survive this situation.
He's not the best candidate for what it is he's doing, and they let him know that. Where he's like, "Oh, okay."
And I love that scene when she lets him know that in no uncertain terms, no, you are going. I'm not asking. You are going. Sorry. And it's just like a rat caught in a trap. It's like, but it's such a great movie. If you've not seen it, go and watch it at the cinema where it needs to be seen. Like I say, if it's not top 10 by the end of the year, then we're in for a hell of a year. So let's have a look.
Can we start trusting Lord and Miller again, please?
Yeah, I mean, I trust them. Like, why?
The studios do that, please.
Yeah. I mean, it's the whole thing with the Star Wars thing. I just think they I'll just hide that a sec. With the Star Wars thing, I feel like Disney just, because of the reaction to Last Jedi,
they're too reactionary.
Yeah,
way too reactionary.
Everything was reactionary. Everything was like, oh no, and it's like,
yeah,
that's literally they doing, and then they just kept on sabotaging everything they were doing because it's like, oh no, but it's like, guys, like, I'd have loved to have seen the Star Wars movie that they were planning, that they were intending on making, because I think that would have been something quite special.
Couldn't have been a worse response.
But again, like, Star Wars fans, you go and got yourself to blame.
I hate the Star Wars community. I like it. The community has turned me off of the film. Where it's just like, I don't want to talk about this anymore. Like, thanks. You took something that was really fun and enjoyable to me, and like something that isn't the films is ruining my experience. Like, that sucks.
Yeah, it does.
Sorry.
Sucks balls. What are we doing? Don't get me started on 2017 sci-fi box office where Transformers 5 made double Blade Runner. Like,
uncultured.
Yeah, there's just no words for that level of stupidity. Project Hail Mary, #1 of the year so far. Same for me. Lord and Miller cooked here. Drew Goddard also cooked with the script, and I loved that this was just a good family film. Yeah, it was just great. Yeah. Is it better than First Man? I would say so. I really love First Man. I particularly love the soundtrack to First Man. But yeah, I think First Man's a great film. It's a bit underrated, to be honest, but this is better. Yeah, definitely. I would say. Definitely. Question: what you guys' stance on practical effects versus CGI? How do you think both should be utilised in film? My stance is make it look good or don't use it. It's like, it's not necessarily that practical effects are better than CGI. It's just when you've got a director who knows how to use those effects, then they are as equally useful as a tool. The thing is, like, you look at someone like David Fincher, and half of the visual effects in his movies, the CGI that he uses in his movies, you wouldn't even know was there. Like, he uses it to such an effective, like, way that you don't even know you're watching some visual effects. So clearly that is a phenomenal use of the art form. Stephen Summers, who says, let's fix it in post. It's like I can imagine him on set every 5 minutes. Fix it in post. It's like, you've only got so much money, mate. You can't do all that with CGI, however much you want to. So yeah, I certainly think practical effects always have a much more tactile kind of thing about them. You do obviously feel like you can reach out and touch it, and for the actors, it means they can, they've got something they're working with in front of them rather than just a green ball or whatever. But yeah, so I don't think you can answer that question in a yes, one is better than the other. I think it's down to how does a filmmaker, any given filmmaker, use them, and that's what makes it better. I just think CGI has been used too easily by some filmmakers. It's just become a cure-all. I'll just we'll do it.
Yeah, it should be used as a tool.
Yeah.
Like, you should try to do practical at first and have it like fill in the gaps. Like the best, one of the best considered CGI movies ever, Jurassic Park. But there were moments where they had, like, a dinosaur head on a stick where like it wasn't completely CGI. So like, to fill in gaps that you can't otherwise do it, use CGI. But if you can have something that like the actors can physically touch and react to, like, it's just better for everyone.
Yeah. Like, the real answer to that question is both. It's like, if you have the marriage of both working at their strengths, then
but at the same time, I think if you have a scene with fully if you have a scene that's fully things in front of you, you can get away with it. I think there are scenes where if it's fully CGI, it'll have this unnatural feel to it, where I think practical, you can get away with doing an entire practical film, but I don't know if you can do an entire CGI film where it's like there's going to be some sort of phony nature about it that
Valerian or something like that. Yeah, definitely. Was brilliant, really well made, and great imagery. Had so many heartwarming, emotional moments. Those with Grace and Rocket, just phenomenal. Did you say buy it? Did you give your buy it? Stream it?
Buy it and go to the theater if you could see it.
Like, definitely, absolutely. I did not have Sunshine reference on my bingo card.
Are you not watching Bryan enough?
Yeah, it's one of my favorite movies.
A Sunshine reference and an In Bruges reference. That's like
just another day on Bryan Lomax's channel.
Boring.
Yawn. I love Sunshine. I've got quite a few videos on my channel addressing it. Please check them out. That Kathleen Kennedy and Lucasfilm to blame for the fire of Lord and Miller just because they were going off on our cousins. So out of curiosity, do you like the first Transformers at the very least? I do, but because of the sequels, it's like a lot of things. I have no urge to watch it anymore. The sequels ruined it for me. Like that first Transformers movie, when it came out all those years ago, I was like, this is pretty good, man. And then Revenge of the Fallen happened, and it's like, it could have been a blip. It was done during a writer's strike. And then Dark of the Moon happened, and you're like, okay. And then every other sequel happened, and it's just like, I'm done. And I don't really feel the need to go back to the first one. The first one's good, it is, but again, it's like Pirates of the Caribbean. First one came out, it's great. Second one came out. I was like, this is really good. I like it. I'm looking forward to seeing where they're going. You know, they've clearly got this story mapped out and everything. And then, yeah, At World's End came out, a film that they were writing as they were making it. True story.
Pirates wasn't supposed to be a success, so
No,
kind of playing with house money there.
yeah,
Gore Verbinski, good filmmaker. He's got a new one you should check out.
yeah. I'll get to that. He's all right. He's all right. He's made some good ones, but yeah,
Have you seen Weatherman?
I have. Yeah, it's all right. It's okay.
Really? Okay, interesting, because
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
kind of sardonic, that movie.
Yeah, it's all right. I don't
Huh.
you know, I like it.
Huh.
It's fine. I'm in no rush to see it. The Mexican, I was like,
Yeah, I saw that too late,
um,
just recently. I was like,
uh,
okay.
Cure for Wellness was kind of like it had some really interesting stuff in there. It's like a modern day Frankenstein, like
Mhm.
universal horror vibe about it, which I was kind of digging, but I just felt like it took a little bit too long meandering around things for the sake of it. I just like and then yeah, what else is done? Rango is quite good, but it's one of those films that's kind of a one watch for me. Like I really appreciated it, but the vibe isn't necessarily something I'm like, oh yeah, I've got to revisit Rango again. It's like, yeah, I don't know. He's definitely got something as a filmmaker. I wouldn't say he was a bad filmmaker, but yeah, he's
The fact that he redid The Ring and it made it somehow
mm,
applicable to Western audiences,
yeah.
I really kind of dig what he does because he's done a bunch of different genres.
Mm.
Um,
I did really like his version of the Ring. I thought it was better than the
right,
Japanese
right.
one. He had a there was just a moment there in the early 2000s where it was like this guy could
Hmm.
this guy could be, something real special. But then the studio kind of got hold of him, and I think he needs to find his mojo again. I
Yeah.
reckon. Because like
I
yeah,
don't watch Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, and then tell me
mm,
about his mojo not being there because,
all right, yeah, yeah. I will. I'll get around to it.
mhm.
Um,
Yeah. And Adam says the Lone Ranger tanked his momentum. I don't hate the Lone Ranger. Like
yeah,
I understand as far as studios are concerned. Yet they're not
yeah.
giving him money anymore. But I didn't hate that movie like at all.
I always remember you be like whenever I think of Lone Ranger, I always think of you because I remember you being like the lone voice of, "Hey guys, I kind of like this movie." So, you smoking crack?
Yeah, and it's delicious.
Right. Let's get on to our last film. So, Send Help. A bit like you were saying before, the films that we have in this kind of have this common theme of
Hmm.
people who are at odds, kind of being forced into a situation where they've got to work together to.
Hmm.
I didn't know what I was expecting from this film, but I had a blast with it.
Hmm.
I really did, and I'm a big fan of Rachel McAdams. Have been since Mean Girls. I think she's a phenomenal actress, and I think she doesn't quite get the recognition that she deserves. Like there are other actors from her like era kind of thing, like like who started out when she started out and have
Hmm.
still been going as long as she has. Who like your Anne Hathaways, that kind of thing, who are like up there.
Well, I
And
mean, she was in The Notebook with Ryan Gosling. Look at Ryan Gosling now, and
yeah,
look.
yeah, 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 exactly. I feel like Rachel McAdams is just one of those. She's one of those actors who like, a lot of people like respect.
Mhm.
Um, but she's not quite been given the due paid to her
Right.
that she's due.
Mm-hmm.
because I do. I think she's a phenomenal actress, and I think she's phenomenal here. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, she plays this woman who is quite put upon at the office. She's clearly the most intelligent one in the office, but because she's a nerd, she's laughed at, she's talked about behind her back, and it's like, everybody gives her the jobs to do that they know she'll do well because she's a numbers girl, but they don't want to be a friend. Stay away from us in that regard. But yeah, she crashes on an island with her boss and proves herself to be very, very capable at survival.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to the point where like the tables are turned. On the island, she is the boss, and her boss is now subordinate to her, and it just, yeah, it's funny in the Sam Raimi kind of way that, it's directed by Sam Raimi, so obviously that's why. But it has that, it does have some of that Evil Dead kind of magic
Oh yeah.
about it, the way he films certain things. Like the boar attack, you're like, that's Evil Dead. The way he's using the camera there, it's Evil
Mm-hmm.
Dead, but he makes it work. It doesn't feel like a gimmick, like, hey, remember me? I made Evil Dead and I did like, no, there's a reason for shooting it this way. It's perfectly in keeping with the content there. It's not just him shoehorning his style onto something for the sake of it. Uh, yeah, it was a blast. I would say the last couple of minutes where we see where she is in life after everything, I don't quite buy it.
Hmm.
In the sense that I don't buy that. I don't think people change personalities. I think your personality is your personality, and like I don't think she'd stop being a nerd as a result of this. I don't think she'd, it just feels like when she's in the car, she's driving off, and it feels like something out of Match Point by Woody Allen, and
Hmm.
I don't see her in that place. Um,
Hmm.
I just, yeah, I don't. So just the character. It feels like the character has changed in a way that feels a bit, ooh, it's a bit jarring. It's a bit too jarring. Um, but beyond that, everything else, I'm like, this was just a great roller coaster ride. Just really, I'm I'm rooting for her, but I'm also rooting for the boss because I'm rooting for him to change. I'm rooting for him to, there's a bit in the middle of the film where the two of them start to, it seems, connect,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, oh, okay, I'm kind of on board with that. I'm on board with, like, they've had the like struggle, they've had the whatever, and now they are gonna actually start to connect and they'll work together and think, yeah, I liked that. I knew it wasn't gonna last. I knew that, I was like, no, there's no way he's changing. There's no way that he's genuinely warming to her. But that didn't stop me wanting it to happen, wanting it to be real. Um, and I like when a film does that, when it takes what you know about a character, but it makes you want something else to happen in spite of that, and then says, nope, sorry, you knew this guy. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, so I liked that. I like the push and pull of that between the characters, and how the film makes you root for them in different ways. I also thought he was really, what was, is it Dylan O'Brien, his name? I think it is.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
I think his name's Dylan O'Brien. So he was in the Maze Runner movies. He was like the lead in the Maze Runner movies. Movies that I actually quite like. I do like the Maze Runner trilogy. I think it, for you, when it comes to your
Yes.
young adult, yeah,
Dylan O'Brien. Yes.
when it comes to your young adult novel adaptation stuff, like I feel like that and the Hunger Games are the ones that I'm like, yeah, I'm good with them. Hunger Games is probably the top one, but next one down is Maze Runner. Everything else after that is a bit like, nah, it's all the same crap in it. But yeah, so I liked him in this. I thought he, again, performance wise, that scene where he's kind of paralyzed and he's got to do everything. We got to know what's going on in his head all through the eyes, all through the look, that look coming out through the face, and I just thought he did a tremendous job with that. And I do think this film, as with so many horror movies, again showcases really great acting that ain't gonna get seen by anyone come awards season. It's that thing where, like, if you look at what Rachel McAdams is doing in this movie, just in subtle ways, I do think it's a phenomenal performance. And the same with Dylan O'Brien. What he's got to do in certain scenes with just his eyes, it's a phenomenal performance. But it's a horror movie directed by Sam Raimi. This ain't getting any kind of notice in that regard for anything, really. And I just think that, yeah, if there's one thing I would like, if it's something like Hereditary, or like your what's the name of that company, A20, is it A24 it's called? Yeah. If it's that's got a particular banner on it, that's the kind of horror, that elevated horror. People, I hate that term, elevated horror. It's like, it's just horror, guys. Like, it's a horror movie. When we get Project Hail Mary, we don't say it's elevated sci-fi.
I think it's just a way of saying, not melodramatic.
Yeah.
Another way of saying that.
It also feels like it's a way of saying, it's not the horror movies that crowd from the 80s are all into.
Right.
This is the horror that us proper filmmakers
mature
can't hold up. Yeah. And it's just like, dude, it's horror. Like, it's like, yeah, okay, it's has a different flavour to it, but can we quit with the elevated horror nonsense? But I get it. It's shorthand. When you say it, you kind of know what you're in for. It's like, but that's somewhat problematic because it shows that, like, they've tailored horror now into a certain way of doing it that is like, okay, so you'll give awards to those, but you won't give awards to this kind of stuff.
You're such an old grouch. Holy crap.
I am.
Oh my God.
I am. But, we wouldn't have it any other way. So, yeah.
So I thought it was, I think this film in somebody else's hands, the third act really pops off. And I feel like if this were made by someone else, you would have some hints of things that happen in the third act, like bled through in the movie. And I really respected the fact that it's like, oh, the third act is definitely something different, where, for 2/3 of the movie, it's just stranded on an island. They've got to survive. And, there are things that a lesser filmmaker would want to borrow things that happen at the end, or at least expose it a bit more, or telegraph it a bit more in a lesser filmmaker's hands. But the fact that things that happen in the third act don't really, get shown to you to the regard that, like, they're going to have an effect on things was kind of impressive to me. But I'm going to push back on your comments on her character. I think, if anything, she's kind of had enough. Like, she's dealt with something, and, like, being made fun of, and giving her boss a chance. There's a couple of times where, she does something, but she thinks he's going to do something else. And, for the sake of, going against what, like, her lowest opinion of him, she'll do something even though she thinks he's not going to help her out. At a certain point, I think her character's just like, you know what, I've given you the benefit of the doubt. one time too many, and this is it. I've got to start sticking up for myself. And sure, there's a point where she certainly goes a bit too far, but I think it's one of those movies again. Then someone else's hands, it would be like this villain origin story thing that they would do.
Hmm.
To, to your point about the end,
yeah, all that stuff is fine. Yeah,
but I think
accept
her
all
character's
that, yeah.
different by the end. Like there's this, I'm not going to put up with this shit anymore. I'm
Yeah,
sorry, I forgot I'm Aaron Channel.
No, so I agree with that, and I do think there is a change in the character, and there should be a change in the character.
Okay.
And it should be that I'm not going to put up with this anymore. But when I look at her at the beginning of the film, and this isn't anything that's like particularly spelled out big time or anything, but I feel like she's on the spectrum, something like that.
Okay.
She comes across a little autistic. I see things in her that I see in my daughter, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I can see that. And when you get to those last few minutes, there's not a hint of that. It's like she becomes
neurotypical.
Yeah. Like, I mean, obviously still a psychopath. but like the kind of psychopath that is able to hide certain traits.
Yeah.
Like she doesn't strike me as someone who is premeditative. Like
right.
I feel that the stuff she does in the film is a result of being worn down over many years and being put in a situation where suddenly the tables are flipped. But even in that situation, when she's talking to her boss and when she's interacting with him in all these weird ways, there's still a hint of that neurodiversity. You can still tell this is the same person. And it's just when we get to that, like I say, those last few shots where she's looking direct into the camera and almost giving a wink, and it's like, it feels like she's now, more of a premeditative kind of got it all together, doesn't have any of your autistic kind of traits, nothing that would, you know what I mean, would make a psychologist go, so she's autistic. So
she's had a life experience that has altered her path there. The one thing that I thought was like, I don't know if I'd call it wince-worthy, but I was like, he couldn't explain this better. Like her being a fan of Survivor. Like I really wish they kind of buried that in a bit more. It was just like, ugh. Yeah. Of course she is. Like I really would have liked to have earned that a bit more than just, I watch every episode of Survivor and like I tried out for the show. Like, and that's convenient.
I get that. But it kills multiple birds with one stone.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's just
it sets us up for who she can be on the island, but it also gives us a scene in which her whole kind of team that she's with are bullying her and taking something that means the most to her and using it to make her feel less than. And so, but I do see what you mean, and I do agree. I think like it does kind of go a little, it airs a bit too much on the tell instead of show kind of side of things. But,
right.
Yeah. I do love the I do love the scene when the plane's going down and the asshole guy is like, give me the seat. It's like, what world do you live in, Val? Do you honestly think you have any kind of the hierarchy, your work hierarchy has any meaning here in this situation right now? It's like, it's done, it's over. It's like the best thing you can do is cling to her and hope she clings to you and saves your life. But that moment was pretty funny. So buy it, stream it, or skip it.
I don't know if it's because it was so refreshing that like the third act felt like, we've actually earned this, and it didn't kind of
Mm.
feel like I was going to predict it. Um, it's at very least a stream it.
Yeah,
It's a solid stream it. I don't
yeah,
know on a rewatch if it would feel less powerful.
yeah, yeah.
So I don't know if I would go as far as buy it. I gave it 3.5 out of 5 on Letterbox.
Mm.
It's a solid. I mean, again, to your point earlier, people talking about there's not original stuff. There is. Doesn't have to be 5 stars, but there is.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah,
I gave
solid
it.
stream it.
Yeah, I gave this a 4. I agree. I'd say definitely stream it. It's a blast. It's a roller coaster ride.
Hmm.
And there's some really gnarly stuff in there. The thing with the eyeball. I'm like, oh man, oh, that's just grim. I hate anything to do with eyes. So when
Oh, oh,
when
okay.
the thumb goes in, he's like, no, get that out of there. That should not be in there, man. Yeah, that some really gnarly, like physical horror stuff. Just yeah, so but funny kind of yeah. I'm kind of done these days with the more serious horror stuff, the stuff that is just trying to be dark, trying to be heavy, trying to, yeah, really trying to get into your head.
Yeah,
That stuff kind of like, you know what, life is so
dude,
flipping.
preach.
Well, I do it. I want something a bit more uplifting. So,
Yeah,
and yeah, this isn't exactly uplifting, but in a
no,
way it kind of is because it is like about a woman who's really put upon, who really does deserve to turn the tables, and she does. And yeah, that's in a horror context, so she goes way too far. But but it's funny to watch because there's moments where it does make you go, oh no, and you just like, and you know it's over the top, and it's just so that kind of stuff I can get on board with because it's sort of amusing, but yeah, it was an entertaining roller coaster ride. I'd say definitely stream it. I probably wouldn't buy it, but it does rank very high on my Sam Raimi ranking. I think for me, Drag Me to Hell is still my favorite of his.
Hmm.
But this is in my top 5 of his, easy. So
Hmm.
yeah.
Neither of the Spider-Mans is, huh?
I think the the first 2 Spider-Man films are
Mhm.
in top 5
Okay.
of him. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'm at the point of my depression where I think in film I just want sincere, like I
Mm,
want uplifting. Like
yeah,
even I'm at the point where like meta and fourth wall break stuff. Like I know the world sucks.
yeah,
Can you give me something that
yeah,
just feels like, oh, imagine a world where this happened. Can you just give me
yeah,
that, please?
yeah, yeah. Can we at least pretend that we can do better?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so I'm a big West Wing fan. I
Mhm.
know the White House is never going to look
Yeah,
like that, but can we
right,
at least pretend and
right.
imagine that it does look like that?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm all for that. Have you talked about the Bone Temple and the last 28 years later movie?
Did we? Was that the last time we
Um,
got together?
enjoy both. Did I don't think we did we? Did we talk about 20?
I don't know. Because I
If
remember seeing Bone Temple and really liking it.
we've not talked about Bone Temple because I've not seen Bone Temple yet,
Okay.
but the first 28 years later, we possibly talked about on our first one of
Hmm.
these, which was back in January. But if it's not there, then no, I've not talked about it. um, Send Help, not seen it, but Sam Raimi returning to his horror comedy roots. Curious at the very least. Yeah, it's worth it if you like that. If you like that kind of stuff that from him, then definitely give this a stream. It's worth it. Send Help, my number 5 of the year. Yep, I mean, I've not seen a right lot from this year, but it's I think it's currently like number 4, possibly number 3. But yeah, okay. Changing personality could be worse on an island. Could talk to a football like Tom Hanks. Yeah, is could get pretty desperate.
Speaking of convenient, thank goodness he worked for FedEx and there was an ice skate nearby when he needed dental work.
Rachel was great in Spotlight. She was. I mean, she's great in everything she does, to be honest. You know, she's done a few movies where I'm like, yeah, okay, not my thing, but never.
Wasn't she in Red Eye too?
Yeah,
another plain movie where she's
phenomenal in Red Eye.
Typecast.
I think she's great in Red Eye.
When people say there's no great comedies in the last 15 years, I'm like, watch Game Night.
Yeah,
great movie, really funny. Rachel McAdams is the lead in that.
She's great in that. I just think she's a good all rounder. She's really good at comedy. She's really good at your romance movies. She's good at she's clearly shown her chops in horror and thrillers with the 2 plane movies we've just talked about. I just really like her. I think she's a great actress. I just think she deserves more shouts from the industry that she's working in. She was great. She was fantastic in State of Play. Yes, absolutely. Very underrated movie. I don't know if you've seen State of Play.
I don't think
the Russell Crowe film and Ben Affleck. It's an adaptation of a 6-part British TV show, but it's really good. It condenses that showdown really well. I didn't know how they were going to do it, to be honest, but they managed it. They condensed it down into a 2-hour movie. It works really well. It's one of Russell Crowe's best.
Tony Gilroy.
Yeah,
I'm intrigued.
Yeah, it's good political thriller. Really good movie. Where are we? Oh, my comments have just jumped. What's gone on there? I don't know. I've just jumped. Right, Brian, what are your thoughts on the Super Mario Galaxy? I was going to put it on here, but I don't really like talking about more than 5 movies because then it runs. I mean, we're at 2 hours now, so it's like I am about to wrap up. But yeah, it's fine. My 6-year-old loved it. I liked it because I do play the game. I've played some of the Mario games, and particularly with my son. And so when you have a kid and you take them to see a movie, you see it through their eyes. When they're sat next to you, you experience it through their eyes, so you can look at things where you go, "That's not actually that good," but you're not going to look at your son and go, "Stop smiling, this ain't that good." So you see the joy as they're watching it, and you can't help but be won over by that. So it goes a long way. I mean, I got that with the Minecraft movie. It's an absolute dog turd of a film, but the experience of being sat with both my kids and them just really eating it up, it's like, all right, that's the reason this movie exists in the world, so that parents like me can set the kids and really enjoy the fact that they are engaging with the big screen, and hopefully they'll get older and they'll actually gain some taste. But
let me know after hearing it for 50 times how you feel about the charm.
Yeah. Avoid Italian movies, Brian.
Oh, eyes, fingers and eyes.
Oh yeah, the shallows. yeah. I will take that advice. Best Sam Raimi movie: A Simple Plan. Very easy for me. I liked it, but I feel like it got so talked up when it came out that when I did watch it, I was like, okay, yeah, it's very good, but it wasn't quite like as good as a lot of the critical response was saying it was. But it, yeah, it is a very good movie. For me, it's a toss up between Drag Me to Hell and Spider-Man 2. Yeah, I think that's the train I'm on as well. I think, yeah, sure. I just Drag Me to Hell just works for me. Yeah, I, I I just preferred it to Evil Dead. I know everyone's like, it's got to be Evil Dead or Evil Dead 2, and I'm just like, actually, I actually prefer Drag Me to Hell. I think he took what he did in Evil Dead, he fine tuned it, and I find Drag Me to Hell
Multiverse of
much.
Madness.
Oh, oh dear, yeah, not good, not good at all. Um, Increments. There we go. Oh, look at my face. There's your answer. Okay.
What? What? Do you enjoy it or not enjoy it? Like, I don't understand. Black
I have
Xmas, the
I
Simpsons characters.
feel nothing about that film. It is terrible,
Okay,
and it's
it's not
more
a
that
controversial take.
yeah. It's more that I don't want to talk about it. So yeah,
I don't blame
that's
you.
that.
I don't.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Last question. Is there any? Is it? Wow. Last question. Is there any? Is there any interest in Michael? I liked it. It feels like half a story of Jackson, but I enjoyed it. It's maybe controversial.
Oh boy.
I'm not a fan of Michael Jackson's music.
Oh,
Um,
but you're a fan of The Human?
I, I, I think he got a bad shake. I think he had PR people and his dad and every man and his dog controlling and manipulating and this, that, and the other. And I don't think he got a childhood. I think his childhood was stolen from him.
I agree with that.
And I think as a result of that, he tried to give kids a childhood. And I think as a result of that, he got shafted by people who wanted to make money. The whole thing just leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
Okay.
I've heard Macaulay Culkin talk about it in great detail. He used to go to Neverland and the ranch and that, and he's that's what he's always maintained, is that like no funny stuff went on. This was just a guy who was a child in a man's body who wanted other kids to be kids, and like I think he was a very confused man because of that very reason, and I think he put himself in situations that made it very easy for people to exploit him. But I don't know, because I wasn't there. None of us were, and it's just one of those things where it's all hearsay. It's all she said, he said, and yeah, I don't know. But there's some of his songs that, like, if they come on, yeah, it's like I get it. I understand why people like that. I understand the technical brilliance of a lot of what he's doing and his composition and stuff. It's just never really been my kind of music.
But considering you think of the character as somewhat tortured, wouldn't a film about him be interesting?
I don't know, because it's a bit like the whole Bohemian Rhapsody thing.
Same
You
people
just
too.
right. Well, there you go. Then it's like I feel like with Bohemian Rhapsody, you got so many people with vested interests
Yep. Yep.
that telling that story is for me. I'm more interested in a biopic about someone who is still alive because like I really loved the Springsteen one from last year,
Uh-huh.
and the thing is Springsteen's still alive, so if there's any BS in that movie, we can still ask the man is here. Like he can have an opinion on the movie that is about him. He can say whether it's BS, or he can say whether that happened, that didn't happen. And I think because of that, when the person's still alive, you make a bit more of a concerted effort to get details right. When the
I think I'm a little bit the opposite. I would rather a neutral party, not like a state endorsed thing like Bohemian Rhapsody. Man, Freddie Mercury was a jerk, huh? The only one who can't speak for himself, and he was always late. He was always making the band whatever. He seemed really selfish in that movie, but he's the only one not alive. And the producers of the film are the rest of Queen, which I would
yeah,
I would rather like a critical, you know, like something that isn't directly associated with the people it's about.
but that just goes into my point. The fact that he's not alive anymore meant that the people who still had vested interests could do whatever they wanted, and the person who's dead ends up. You know what I mean? It's like
A little bit, but
yeah,
I would like no one involved with the film to be a part like of the narrative,
yeah.
one
It's
way
just
or
that's
another.
it's just that's not going to happen, is it?
No,
Any of
right? Yeah.
any of these biopics, you're always going to get because even if you do a neutral party, you get the people who make the film. They go to the house of that the relatives of that people, because if we can get their stamp,
Hmm.
then this becomes like
Yeah, but like
official. So
if they
but they have vested interests. So
if they made a movie about Kurt Cobain and it didn't talk about his drug use, his issues, like I would feel like it's really processed and not true to his story. I mean, the man ultimately committed suicide, so he had demons. But if a movie was like, "Isn't he great? Look at all the success he had." Like, yeah, but you can contrast that with the fact that he, even with all of that success, he was still had demons. I don't think you have to you know sugarcoat stories just because
mhm.
it's a movie. Like
Yeah,
just don't tell
and
the story. Then, if you're not going to tell
and
all of it, don't tell all. Don't tell it.
I don't think I don't think the Springsteen one sugarcoated stuff. Like,
I haven't
have you
seen it, so
right?
yeah.
So in that one, it ends up being this family drama about the relationship between him and his dad and how that kind of messed him up a bit. And so in the film, there's he has a girlfriend that he doesn't really treat all that well, and you can tell he regrets it. But at the end of the day, he still didn't treat her very well. But you see where it comes from, but there's no. It doesn't hide the fact that you acted in ways that that hurt people.
Mhm.
It explores where that came from. Hurting people hurt people. Uh,
Right. But
and it's
like to the point about Bohemian Rhapsody, the movie ends after Live Aid, where I think,
yeah,
a triumphant story is the guy managed to make albums while suffering from AIDS. Like,
yeah,
well, shouldn't that be like a
yeah,
really great story to tell that even with all that conflict, he was still able to achieve things? Like
yeah,
I don't like the sugarcoating and
yeah.
well, here's the bracket of time we're going to show you. Like,
Hmm.
well, then just don't bother.
I mean, you could do a completely different movie in which you start at Live Aid,
Right, right. The sequel.
and it would probably be better
I agree.
because you're now getting into the nitty gritty of this man's legacy is about to, he can see the end in sight. He knows it's coming. How does that affect your artistry? How does that affect the way you know?
The fact that they wrote "A Show Must Go On the album that like he died making, like,
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds fake. If you put that in a movie like that, it's too movie centric, but it really happened. Like it's written for you. Why did you not use that to close with?
Yeah. It's just, I think there was definitely a better move to made.
Oh, definitely.
Doc Mortis said, "How about Rocket Man?" Then, I actually thought Rocket Man was better than Bohemian Rhapsody. I am much more of a Queen fan than I am an Elton John fan, though I do like some of Elton John's earlier stuff. But I thought the Elton John movie was a much better movie than the Queen one. I think that was in large part to Taron Egerton. I think such a phenomenal actor. But yeah, I thought it was better written and everything. So, what's this? Who wins in a wrestling match? Thanks for the $5, by the way. Who wins in a wrestling match? 2 versus 2. Cody and Adam versus Sean and Rudy.
Bryan and CP. That's who.
Right. Yeah, Bryan and CP. Yeah.
We're 2.
We're dirty fighters, so
we'll wait for whoever wins that match and take them out.
Yeah. Those guys are getting shivved. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Right. Too when it does that. Right. I think I'm gonna call it. Otherwise, I'll be reading comments all night.
Well,
I can quickly,
just explain why you like Martin McDonough. Just real quick.
2 hours later. Yeah. The on the pressed the wrong one then. But I like how Charles once involved in a theoretical wrestling match. He'll be there.
I wouldn't be medically cleared.
His body wouldn't withstand any assault, quite frankly.
I wouldn't stand a walk to the ring.
For the Beatles one, 2 of them will be alive. Yeah, and that's 4 movies. So that's Sam Mendes, isn't it? So Sam Mendes is doing 4 Beatles movies, and each movie is like obviously focusing in on one.
There's a lot to cover. Yeah. I understand making different movies.
Yeah.
The one I'm like, really? It's probably Ringo.
Yeah. I'm just like, man, committing yourself to like doing a whole trilogy of movies, like Lord of the Rings or something. That's hard. But like then doing 4 about a band that is like probably the most beloved band of all time, and it's like, man, and you're filming all 4 back to back. If that first one comes out of the gate and it ain't strong, if you really do something that pisses the fans off, where they're like, hashtag not my Beatles, I'm not coming back for the other 3, it's like, oh crap, what do we do with these other 3 movies, man? Yeah, but
dude, the George Harrison documentary, I think Scorsese directed it. It was like a 2-parter or a 4-parter.
Yeah.
Really, really interesting stuff. Like, I'm more curious about what they're going to do with the George Harrison, because like we all know Paul and John. Like, okay, you're going to remind us about this. The George stuff is where I'm like, I'm really curious to see what they're going to put in there.
Yeah. And if I don't see some Thomas the Tank Engine in Ringo's movie, then someone's getting it's almost smooth down the track. Right. Anyway, we'll call it quits on that, guys. Thank you for joining us in the chat. Thank you for those who obviously threw money at me. It's always appreciated when people throw money at me. You will never hear me complain about that. Yeah, thank you for joining us. CP, you got anything coming up?
Not that I'm comfortable plugging. No.
Okay. There's a man who loves what he does.
Willis Greedia. Yeah, my channel in case you're somehow new.
Yeah. Check it out. Every now and again, like once every 3 months, you put something up there.
Somewhere around there. Maybe 6. Once every 6.
Yeah. And we'll probably do another one of these before he's put something
Right.
up. So
Right.
come back.
Accurate.
Come back and yeah. So, but yeah. Thanks for joining us. Until next time. Cracking.